This is a Beretta 3032 Tomcat 32 pistol. Me and my dad originally split the bill on this gun for my mother because this gun has a tip-up barrel, which makes it easier for people with weak hands to load the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and unload it for you here. Heat. This is the stainless inox version. And we've been having some problems with it. Now, interestingly, this says read manual before use, retract slide to see if loaded. Why would you retract the slide to see if it's loaded when you can just do that? The main feature of this pistol. Anyway. So, this gun is jamming by failing to feed. It's just like kind of locking back. It's ejecting the round, but it's just locking open randomly. So it's possibly a magazine issue. But another thing about this gun is, let's open the box here. It says that you are not supposed to use ammunition over 71 grain, which European 32 ACP is usually 73 grain and is hotter than American 71 grain. The Europeans try to actually make fun of us for having weak 32 ammo. And Beretta is a European gun company. So why did they design a pistol and build it with an inferior alloy that it can't fire standard 32 ammo available in Europe? So originally when I bought this pistol, I didn't read this note, and I took it out of the range with this PMC 71 grain 32 auto, and it started to jam. Wasn't going through a full magazine, but it wasn't failing to extract or eject or getting some weird failure to feeds. It was just locking open. So I figured maybe it needs hotter ammunition. So I bought some 73 grain ammo and shot about 50 rounds plus through that, and it would still do it a little bit less, but it was still doing it. And then I read this note in the box and went online and heard that people's frames on their Tomcats were cracking right about above this pin here. Now, most people, immediately disqualify a gun for use after it's cracked the frame, but generally, if the frame is cracked on an aluminum gun not near the chamber, it can still pretty much be shot. That's not advice to do so. I'm sure a lawyer would not like that advice, even though I said it's not advice. But I have a FEG 32 Walter PP clone that has a crack on the frame back here near the sear, and I originally found out that it was a crack because I took it to the gunsmith after it would only fire in double action only. Well, I could still cock the hammer and fire in single action, but if I pulled the trigger, it would keep going back to double, wouldn't go into single action. So I took it to the gun shop. They looked at it for a while. Eventually they found that it was cracked back here by the sear, and the frame would flex when fired and the sear would slip and it would just go back to double action. So, and it still works. I shot probably over 50 rounds through it without knowing it was cracked. Maybe one day it'll blow up. I don't really shoot it that much at all anymore. Anyway, so this gun isn't feeding properly. It's just locking back. Possibly it's a magazine issue. I've been keeping the magazine loaded to try to, break in those springs a little bit. And maybe eventually it will get better. Kind of hard to put a bunch of rounds through it in 2021 with how hard to find and expensive 32 ammo is. Maybe one day it will get better, but when it comes down to it, Beretta shouldn't be making this gun with inferior quality alloy that you can't fire standard European 32 ammo. If anybody else has had a problem with the Beretta Tomcat, let me know. Thanks for watching.